Okay, so right after you, let's say, have learned the different techniques, the different guidelines on writing RRLS as well as its synthesis, let me give you some examples of reliable sources where you can draw your related a review of related literature and studies. Okay, so we have here the different scientific sources you can use in your SIPs, starting with ejournals.ph. So ejournals.ph, okay, is an RRLS website where you can, let's say, derive sources coming from Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, United States, and the ASEAN nation. So it's a collection, or let's say a library of, let's say, e-references or e-journals. Okay, next. We also have Philippine Journals Online or philjol.info. So philjol.info contains local RLS or RLS that are, let's say, derived from the Philippines. Okay, so another example, we have Asia Journals Online or asiajournal.info. So these are sources derived from Asia alone, so from countries of Bangladesh, Indonesia, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Then we have doaj.org or the Directory of Open Access Journals. So this one covers RLS related to the STEM strand and use courses. Okay, so if you are pursuing, let's say, researches under STEM and UMS, you can find, let's say, several reliable RLS in the OAJ. Then we have PubMed Central. So most of the time, PubMed Central are RLS related to sciences, medicine, okay, and the likes. Okay. Then we have Google Scholar. So Google Scholar is an accredited search engine whereas it covers all sources, it covers all disciplines, all journals, okay? And it specializes in the display of related studies, especially journals and research magazines. Okay? Then we have ProQuest. So ProQuest is, let's say, uh, it provides IT solutions for especially for robotics. Okay, so it can support researches under programming. Then we also have Elsevier. It also provides IT solutions, and is deemed to be better than ProQuest. Okay, so it shows different sources that can help researchers program certain programs, or let's say program certain robotic devices. Okay, Elsevier. Then we have EBSCOhost. So EBSCOhost is an online library where you can find related literature. Then we have Mendeley. So Mendeley is an app. Okay, it is an, let's say, an open access directory of, let's say, an e-library, okay, where you can gather RLS derived from different reliable sources. So it's like Google Scholar. However, it contains, let's say, uh, specific library of journals. So if you would compare it to Google Scholar is more robust. However, Mendeley is more, let's say, convenient to use because you can save those RLS you have derived from Mendeley in your own library. Okay? And then we have stewartexchange.org. So stewartexchange.org is a reliable source where you can gather different sources about your plant variables. So this is useful especially among life sciences. Okay? And we have Thomson Reuters. So these are RLS that cover sources for ABM. And additionally, I would want to recommend you a certain app called Researcher. So Researcher is like Mendeley and Google Scholar. Okay, you can download it from Google Play Store so that you can browse several RLS for different disciplines. And the good thing about Researcher is that you can filter the resources depending on the discipline you are choosing. Okay, so that concludes our discussion regarding the review of related literature and studies. So for our next video presentations, we will now be discussing the different guidelines on how you can write the research methodology.